Can you guys hear the music? We're back at Animal Kingdom today. We are checking in on some of the summer crowds because we're halfway through summer. So we thought, let's go ahead, ride some rides, maybe go check out some of the animal exhibits over here. And this is kind of a unique park. It does close down a little earlier, but we thought, let's go check on some of the lines, just see how busy the parks really are now that we're halfway through summer. I've been reading articles about Disney's just like not packed at all. It's like at the lowest it's been in years. Let's go kind of take a look and see if that's true. I think one of the best entrances to the parks has to be Animal Kingdom. If you are an animal lover like myself, you get to just come up and see animals before you kind of come into the big extravaganza of the tree. However, look at these. That fish right there, can you guys see it? I think it's like a gar or something. But all these ducks, they're eating, having a good time. Let's go see, I think there's like boars or something on the other side. Sometimes they're active, sometimes they're not. This is what I'm talking about. I guess maybe it's not a boar. I don't know. Babirusa translate to pig deer. Very interesting. But sometimes they're kind of active and moving around back here. I don't see them now. A lot of times I find them in the back left. Well, it looks like they are sleeping, at least one of them, kind of right there. He's just like laying down. I don't see the other one. They are not very active right now. A lot of times, the later you come in the day, you know, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock right now. It tends to be pretty okay for the animals. They tend to be out and about a lot more. So we're not really seeing them as of right now. The fish are pretty active though. There was also a few pieces of merchandise that I saw popping up here in Animal Kingdom. Also, one of the big things would have been like that peace sign hoodie that everybody was looking at, or the long sleeve. I think this was one of the only locations that was kind of having it week to week and wasn't selling out. Also, here's that music again. But there are a few things. I'm gonna go take a look and see if they are still in stock. Here is your tree for the day as well. I'll give you guys a nice view of that. It's looking beautiful right now. People are moving about. I will say as of right now, it's not super crowded up here. And again, this is the early evening, late afternoon window. So you do have to kind of keep that in mind. People have maybe started to leave the park, but we've kind of kept an eye on it, and the crowds have stayed pretty consistent for the lines today, which we'll start to show you. But as you can see, it's not too busy up here. So I'm gonna check here first at the Discovery Trading Company. I don't know which store it's in. It could be in this one or the one behind me here, over there, the Island Mercantile. I don't know, it's in one of these two, but we're gonna start at this one here, see if we can find it. And here it is. It is the first piece of Halloween merchandise here at Animal Kingdom and Disney World that I've seen. So you get a little witch's hat with this retro design from, I don't know what it's like, the 70s or something. Nothing on the back though, but this is the only one that I've seen so far online. But if you guys are interested, there is a little bit of Halloween merch starting to appear. Again, we are only at like the start of July, so a little early, but I guess might as well get it out, right? Something I do want to point out is they have like a lot of these shirts that are displayed up on the wall here, and they aren't always on display here, like underneath. So we're kind of in like this little cubby, and Nicole was just pointing out that she liked this shirt here, which says, "Oh, happy day," but we can't find it here displayed on like the shelves, which means they could be sold out, or maybe they just like didn't replace it. I don't really know, but keep that in mind as you guys are searching around. They don't always have all the shirts up here like out on display. Well, I was looking again for kind of that peace sign design, and I'm not finding it anywhere here. I'm guessing again it is sold out. It's been sold out online. I feel like every time it's come up, I thought it might have been over in this section with like this Mickey look, but it is not to my knowledge. Also, these look kind of new, don't they? It almost reminds me of like a Hercules style with like the like wreath. I don't know, is that wreath or whatever this would be kind of there? You can see it a little bit better on this shirt here with that design around it. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm getting. These actually all look kind of new. This like new pattern here with like cheetah, this says wild, and you have Minnie there. It's kind of weird. It almost looks like the outside should be the inside and the inside the outside. Maybe that's the whole point of being wild. I don't know. And then you have another one down here with some print across it with kind of this like army green. And then right on the other side here, this looked actually like a lot of fun. Wild About Disney, the Spirit jersey. And this definitely gives you that Animal Kingdom vibe. So this is actually kind of a fun piece of merchandise here. Let's look at the front. Oh, and then you've got a Mickey ears with like kind of the cheetah or leopard print there as well. Very nice, I like that. And we did find this peace sign. This is the one that you are seeing on these shirts, but this is not the design that people are looking for. It's more of a long sleeve, but this is that peace sign that they were trying to find. But this has some of the classic characters on it with like a rainbow behind and then some stripes here. That's all I can find for that peace sign design though. As we are heading over here to Asia, you can kind of see some of the crowd levels again, whether you feel like this is a lot or not. Here you go. It doesn't seem too crazy right now. The lines are pretty long overall. We're looking at about 50 plus minutes for most rides right now. So congestion wise, not horrible. Line wise, still a little long. I do want to speak on crowd levels in general here at Disney World. You're going to read a lot of comments online that will talk about Disney going too woke, or you'll hear about, something with the governor or the political landscape. I honestly don't think that that's the case. I think Disney pricing is the largest reason why you may or may not see the crowd levels at what they are. I think it's becoming significantly harder to visit the Disney World parks, and I don't want to dig super deep into it, but I know Bob Iger just said it was actually a little too expensive for people to visit, and it makes sense when you're spending $150 or more for a ticket to come here to stay on property. I feel like the cheapest you can do is like at least $100 a night, and that's at like the cheapest resorts. If you want to stay at anything in the middle, it's like $300+ I feel like, and that's for like a mediocre resort. Then you no longer have the transportation to and from the airport like you used to. You can still get there, but it's not that all-included package like it used to be with Disney. Then if you want to be doing everything in the parks, you're going to have to do Genie Plus. If you want to buy food and do things that way, you're spending $7 or $8 for an Uncrustable, and it only goes up from there. I think it's pricing. So people are going to talk about any reason that they want to say. I don't necessarily feel that is the case, and maybe I'm wrong. Just from a normal consumer out here who doesn't care about anything like that, I think it's just the price. I think it's just becoming really expensive to come to the parks, but they're still pretty busy. So people are still paying it. People are still buying Genie Plus. Things are still selling out. So take that with a grain of salt. But either way, the crowds, again, are they as high as I've ever seen? No, I've seen it much busier. But as of right now, it's not horrible. Speaking of horrible though, beyond Mount Everest, it does look like we might be getting some storms heading our way, and we are without an umbrella. We didn't plan on being here too long. Hopefully that doesn't come our way. Either way, we're checking out Everest line really quick. We are heading just around the corner now. When do you think we're getting another water show or anything out on the lagoon here? What do you think? You think we're getting anything anytime soon?
I hope so. It's a big area to just have nothing sitting around all day.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they could do something out here, or at least something temporary. Put something out here to entertain people. I feel like it's just a sitting area. You can see a few people out there sitting out on the rocks there, but I think they got to put something out here.
Bring
or
kite tails.
Kite tails? Yeah, I don't know.
New shows, new characters, new songs.
I'm not sure they're gonna do that. There is Everest. I guess I should also note that it's a little warm today, but again, not a ton of sun. And humidity's high, but not the worst it's been. Today's a pretty okay day as we kind of walk around. And let's see, I am seeing a line outside for Everest, so that is kind of a long line. Let's go see what the actual posted is up there. Currently, it is saying it is a posted 20. I don't know if I believe that. I'm going to show you around the corner what I was looking at and why I don't necessarily think that's accurate. So over here, this is kind of like where you first start walking into the ride. You can kind of see the line is all up in there. So you kind of have to navigate around, and you enter right over here. So there are no switchbacks out front, which is always a plus, but I don't think that's going to be 20. I will say, however, I think that the line for Expedition Everest tends to move pretty quick because the trains are so long, and they kind of get you in and get you out. So I don't think it's going to quite be 20, but I don't know if I would say an hour. I'm going to guess maybe around 40, maybe 30, 35 actually. Definitely longer than 20, I think, though. I also believe that they have extended the safari hours. I think it used to end at 5 or 6 before. For the summer, the park closed at 7 and the last ride is at 7. So you do get to kind of close the ride down if you want. That could be your last ride if that is something you're interested in. And I will again reiterate, I've said this multiple times, the safari is best either first thing in the morning or towards the evening. If you can get close to the last option, that's one of your best bets because the animals are just out and about. As we are just checking out some of the crowds, just so you know, if you come right over here, you can get a beautiful view of the tree. Take a look at this. It's a little dining area, not much seating, but you can see just a fantastic view of the tree there. And it's always typically pretty quiet. You know, we got the Mr. Kamal's seasoned fries here, and they didn't even have like all the sauces the last time we got it. You remember that?
I do. They said they charge so much because you get like 3 dipping sauces and they give you ketchup.
Yeah, I didn't even get like all the sauces to go with it, and I was a little upset about that. Well, it looks like they're doing a little bit of construction update here over in Animal Kingdom. Don't know exactly what's happening here, but there's a little bit. Let's see, entrance prohibited. Check with construction supervisor for access. I don't think that's for us. Ministry of Public Works. Well, if it is actually Public Works, that would be anything to do probably with like the piping, maybe something to do with like plumbing. I don't know. I don't know if we're doing it today, but they do have a train service to take you over to the like Rafiki's outpost or whatever, the Planet Watch. And that'll actually have a fun little kind of interactive area you can go to where you can kind of do some animal engagement. You could see some of like the vet things that they do. I think you could do like little like petting zoo things. Definitely something we want to try. But like I said, I don't know if we're doing that today. And if you guys are interested, I'm gonna guess this is probably every day in summer, a 6:30 p.m. close for the Gorilla Falls Trail. So you come over here and head on in, 6:30 again for that. Well, it looks like the safari only has a 10-minute long wait, so we'll go ahead and do this while we're over here. Look at this beautiful bird. Look at, they're on full display right now. Very active, like I said. That one's like eating over there. Well, it looks like this will not be a 10-minute long wait. It should be just about a walk on here. As you can see, there is nobody in line in front of us here. Well, it's been like a minute or two since we've gotten a ride to pull up. Might be some good activity out there, which means they might be stopping a little bit more. Well, we have waited probably 10 to 15 minutes, so it was about a 10-minute long wait. That was kind of crazy. I don't know what happened out there. I'm guessing they either had some really crazy stuff going on, or I don't know, maybe shift change? Who knows?
Make sure we stay seated, okay? Thank you. Trust me, if I hit a bump and one of you were to fly out, that would not be a good thing. Bridge.
There's the crocodiles out there.
Of course, these are Nile crocodile. Nile crocodile are very territorial.
Wow.
Because of that, they have incredibly thick, scaly skin to help them in combat with other feet tall.
Here are a ton of giraffes. I don't think I've seen this many yet. What is there, like 10? 12? And they're eating? Very active today. Wow.
Now look at that one in the back, way over there. I want you to look very closely about how it walks. They move both legs at the same time on each side, and very few animals in the animal kingdom actually have that type of walk. It's actually called an amble walk cycle.
Look at how close that is. Oh my gosh, there's one right here. Oh my god. Two rhinos right now. Oh my god. Look at him. So big.
So they will actually look at us, but they don't see a bunch of people in it.
We have now finished up at the safari, but I will say we were missing a lot of animals, and not just animals like sleeping, they just like weren't existent, and they had like kind of tape around all over. Like it felt different. Like it felt like the vibe was just kind of off there. I don't know if something ended up happening. We waited, like I said, almost 10, maybe almost 15 minutes just to get our bus to come up. So I don't know if something happened out on the safari like before ours. Don't really know, but they were like kind of talking when they pulled back in, kind of like coding things to each other. And then it took us probably another 3 minutes to actually get on the like bus itself. So I don't know if something was going on. It just didn't feel the same today. So I don't know if they're doing like work on it or something. But I don't know. So sorry it wasn't as active as it normally is. Again, we're just here doing a very quick update for you guys. So just take that for what you will. But either way, I mean, that should have been realistically almost a walk-on, turned into about 10 to 15 minutes. But the line for that, not very bad at all. I just saw the monkey. Oh, there it is. Look. He's out hanging out. He's got no friends out here right now. He's just playing, jumping around. Oh, maybe he's going to bed. I don't know. I wonder what's going on inside there. Here are some crowds again, kind of all moving one direction here. Looks like they're leaving the Avatar area, it kind of looks like. Well, a 45-minute long wait, that's not too bad. And I know it is getting late here, but hey, 45 minutes for Flight of Passage, we'll take it because most of the time it's about an hour or longer. However, I have been seeing a lot of days this ride getting down to that 45 to 55-minute mark. But on the flip side, there are times where I've seen it get upwards of 150 plus minutes. So this ride is definitely hit or miss depending on the actual wait time. As of right now, we have not stopped and we are coming into kind of that last-ish room. You'll come around the corner here into this like bioluminescent room. All right, well, I partially lied. We didn't quite get into the next room. We are in this bioluminescent hallway. It's been so long since we've done this ride. We haven't actually seen the animatronic going in a very long time. Any of you that know, if you get into this room during a hot summer day, it is so cold. This might be the #1 AC place in all of Disney World. It's kind of like the Men in Black of Disney, but Men in Black might be colder, to be honest. You know, being a group of two, almost every time on Flight of Passage, we almost always get called to like skip a bunch of people. It's kind of nice. We are 7 and 8 right now. Just got called. It was 22 minutes.
This is by being matched to something called an avatar. And I'm here to help you guys get ready. But first, we have to scan you for Pandoran microparasites.
Oh no. I got no match. There we go. Gosh, it really has been so long. Here we go. We're gonna have middle seats though. We're gonna have 8 right on the other side.
Gather your belongings and exit the link chamber.
It sure has been a while since we've done Flight of Passage, but I'm gonna tell you right now, as we walked out, I'm smelling those peppers that we smelled over at Magic Kingdom. What is going on at Disney World? Are they planting peppers? Are they pumping pepper scents into the air? Because I smell it all of the time. It's so weird, but I don't see any pepper plants. I also want to point out, I love that you can watch people's first experience on Flight of Passage. There was a group next to us just like losing it the whole time, just so excited. And the second the ride finishes, you just hear them like, that was so worth it. And they're just all excited. And there's something about coming to Disney World all of the time that you don't have that same like unique perspective. I mean, obviously we love being here as much as we do, but you don't get that like first time feeling, you know, that you would get like that. And it's really cool to see the experience that people have, because obviously we come so much, so sometimes we don't get to remember that is something that people have. And it was just really cool to see, and you just love to hear it and just see the reactions. I'm sure all of the cast members just like love it too, just to like see somebody so just like enamored with how crazy and fun experiences like something like Flight of Passage can be. That is going to wrap up today's video. Again, this is a very short video. We just wanted to kind of check in on some of the crowds. We may do something a little bit more in depth in the future, but as of right now, we just thought to ourselves, hey, you know, what are lines actually looking like? I read way too many articles in the past week about Disney's falling apart, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I think there's a money problem, and again, the pricing of the actual tickets and how much it actually costs to take a trip here. And I think that's what is causing potentially lower crowds, but they're by no means low. I think you still have very high crowds. There's a lot of wait times happening out there. Again, we came a little bit more towards the evening, so we weren't seeing as high of crowds that you could potentially have. But either way, I think the crowds are still here for the summertime, and we're at the halfway point. I feel like a lot of people plan their trip for like June and then kind of into July, and then after the 4th, it kind of, you know, teeters off a little bit. And then as you get into August, I think you will ultimately see a little bit more of that kind of like downward trend as well. So either way, you know, that is kind of what we are seeing right now. I don't think that the parks are by any means not populated or, you know, losing steam. I think everything is fine here. It is just as busy as you would imagine. Maybe not like the top of the chart busy, but it's still pretty busy here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. If you did enjoy today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Look at this duck up on the rock. Oh my gosh, there's a duck on a rock.